Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kensthetic with the Kensthetics, and I'm here to I like that. It's your girl Kensthetic with the Kensthetics, and I'm here with you guys today with a new video. So today's video is another influencer chat. In case you guys are new to my channel, I curated, I guess, this new series you can say on my channel where I provide information based on my experience with influencers and content creators to help work with brands as well as structure their own brands. So in case you guys missed the first two or three videos I did in that series so far, I'll have them linked down below, and I'll also have them in the cards throughout this video. But the topic of today's video are rates. Rates is a topic that I have found that people tippy-toe around. Nobody wants to speak about, nobody wants to share information, but it's okay because I'm here today and I got y'all. So before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down below and join the family. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more influencer chats, give this video a big thumbs up so that I know. Drop a comment down below after you watch this entire video with your thoughts, comments, questions, opinions, or anything that may be on your mind after you watch this entire video. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So as always, I have my notes written down in my phone so that I do not miss anything that I want to share with you guys. So this video is going to be kind of in two parts. First is going to be the information that I wrote down that I want to share with you guys, and then I asked you guys on Instagram right before I recorded this video if you guys had any additional questions, or if you guys had any specific questions you guys want me to answer. You guys did, so I will be answering those questions towards the end of this video. So the first thing is, what are rates? Rates are basically what brands or someone you're working with pays you for your work. Like, your rates are basically what you consider to be your worth. So I would say, my opinion is that you should start having rates, and this is one of the questions that someone had on Instagram, like, when is the right time to send rates? When should I, create my rates? I feel like rates become a thing once you are officially like an influencer. If you have 100,000 followers and you cannot convince at least one of your followers to buy a toothbrush that I want, you to push, then I wouldn't really consider you an influencer even though you have 100,000 followers, because you have no influence. Once you have influence, I would say that it is appropriate for you to send your rates to brands for you to work with them. You can prove yourself. You can say like, I'm a wellness influencer, wellness digital creator, wellness content creator, and my followers really enjoy when I speak about toothbrushes and the different benefits and effects it can have on them. These are some previous rates or like engagements that I've had with my audience. So, I think you should work with me and I think you should pay me this much. That sounds feasible to a brand. So I don't want to get ahead of myself because I do have another video coming up about pitching, but whenever you have influence, I would say that it is appropriate for you to provide your rates to brands that you are willing to work with, brands that want to work with you. Once you have that influence, you need to have rates. So it doesn't matter how many followers you have, whether you have 100 followers, because I've seen people work with brands and get paid off of 100 followers, yes. Whether you have 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers, once you have that influence, you should be sending your rates to brands, period. So I know in previous videos I mentioned working or like doing content for brands for free, especially like, if you're new or if it's a brand you really believe in, which I stand by. That is something that I wholeheartedly believe in, if it is a product or a brand that you genuinely enjoy. But in general, think of it this way, right? So say I have 1,000 followers on Instagram and I post a hair cream. I post myself using a hair cream, and from me posting that, 20 of my 1,000 followers go and buy the cream. The cream is $10 a pop. The brand is making $200 off of me, and what am I seeing? If I don't send them rates, nothing. So you have to think of it that way. How many people are realistically going to go buy a product, go buy a hair care product that I'm promoting based on me knowing my audience? Along with knowing your rates and creating your rates, you have to know your audience, because if you pitch to a brand and you're like, you know, I want to work with you. My followers really enjoy when I speak about hair creams, and then you do the collaboration with them and you cannot sell any hair creams to them, the brand is going to side eye you. Like, I would say to know your influence and know your audience is the most important thing for you to create rates and for you to be the most confident with your rates. So the next thing I wanted to touch on was how to determine your rates. So I'm gonna keep it a buck, and I'm gonna mention this throughout the video. When I started working with brands on Instagram, I was charging $350 for Instagram videos, and brands were paying me $350 for Instagram videos. But this was, you know, a little minute ago. I'm growing on all of my platforms right now, and my quality of my content has increased. So since then, I have increased my rates. But I started off charging $350 for Instagram videos. I'm just gonna say that because I'm going to keep mentioning it probably throughout the video. So a great source for you to determine your rates, people are probably like, I don't know how much to charge, I don't know how much they are willing to pay me. One source that I started with when I started sending my rates to brands was Social Blue Book. So Social Blue Book is a great way to, you know, get your feet in the water, to figure out, you know, how much you should be charging based on your engagement, based on your following on your platform. So I would recommend to start off using Social Blue Book. But when you use Social Blue Book should be your starting point. I remember when I was charging $350 for Instagram videos, Social Blue Book was telling me that I should be charging $156. So I told myself, like, oh, bet $150, basically around here, I'm going to double that. So the first brand that like I pitched to or I work with, I think they offered me $350 without me saying anything. So when I saw the $350 versus the $300 that I determined my rate was, I was like, oh, y'all are willing to pay me more. So now I'm going to increase my rates when it comes to me working with other brands. So I would say use Social Blue Book as your starting point for rates. Also, kind of wait or pull the rabbit out the bag when you're speaking to brands, like, you know, what's your budget? How much are you willing to pay for this? So you can see how much they're willing to pay versus you telling them your rates, and your rates might be way lower than they're willing to pay. So I will always say to make sure you wait for them to, or try to get them to tell you how much you're willing to pay before you tell them your rates. Also, another way to determine your rates is to ask your fellow influencer friends what their rates are, or what their rates were when they had the same following count as you, or they had the same engagement rate as you. You always want to ask the people around you, your friends. And I'm emphasizing friends and not acquaintances because this is a sensitive topic for a lot of people. Just because you're following someone on Instagram and they're following you back, that doesn't mean they're gonna sit here and tell you how much you're charging, because people see it as a competition, which I don't understand why. Like, I get it, but then again, I like, if it's my friend, I'm going to tell you. So I would say overall, make sure you have like other influencer friends, people you can trust, people who trust you. So I would say to have influencer friends that you're close to and that you can share information with comfortably. So I have my group of influencer friends who I share information with all the time. Nay, Shanice, Carisha, Mimi. Those are the main people I speak to. But yeah, they're all my friends in real life, and we're all influencers. So we share information like it's no tomorrow. So make sure you have influencer friends, and not just to know how much you're charging, but also to help you out and for you to help them out. So it should be a two-way street. But I'm just gonna leave it at that. The next topic I wanted to speak on was, when is it the right time to start sending your rates to brands? I would say as soon as you know you have influence, you should be sending your rates to brands, because a lot of brands are going to start off, they're going to say, hey, we found your Instagram page. We think you will be a great fit for this campaign that we're doing. We'll send you 2 hair creams in exchange for 2 Instagram posts. And that way you can be exposed to our audience. You can gain more followers, which, you know, may sound good if you don't know that you should be charging, but you should be charging if you know that you're going to help them sell some hair creams, right? So I would say that sometimes it can or it does make sense for you to provide content to a brand to like in exchange for exposure. Sometimes it does make sense, but other times it's just like, yeah, but I know I'm gonna help you sell hair cream, so you should be paying me. You know what I'm saying? So I would say as soon as you know you have influence, as soon as you can prove you have influence, you should be sending your rates to brands. And side tip slash pro tip slash something you could do to help you prove that you have influence to brands is if you guys watch my first video in the series, how to earn money as a micro influencer, I mentioned magic links. So if you guys did not see that video, I'll link it above so you guys can go back and learn what magic links is and how you can use it to make money as a micro influencer. But if in magic links, it shows you how many people click on your link and how many people purchase from your link and how much money you have made from that link. So that is something that you can easily screenshot and send to a brand and say, you know, I mentioned hair creams in my videos before. 12 people clicked on my link and 12 of them purchased the product that I mentioned in my video, the hair cream I mentioned in my video. So that is a great way for you to provide hard evidence to a brand and prove the influence that you have. So that's one tip I would say, and that's another reason why I highly emphasize for you guys to use magic links. If you don't have an account and you need to sign up, I'll put my link down below in this video as well for you to sign up. It is an affiliate link for me, so if you guys sign up through that link, I think I earn a coin, you earn a coin. But it's a great way for you to have hardcore evidence to deliver to a brand when it's time for you to ask them to pay you. Also, on the topic of how to start sending your rates to brands, another topic I wanted to speak about was how to send your rates to brands. So I would highly recommend to create a rate card. A rate card is basically a brief document that tells the brand how much you pay for each type of deliverable. So I created my rate card on Canva. Canva is a great source for you to create graphics, for you to create documents. I made my media kit on Canva. I made my rate card on Canva. I make my invoices on Canva. So I would highly recommend to use Canva, and it's free. So they have like a paid version, but I use the free version and I'm able to do everything that I need to do. So your rate card doesn't have to be anything too fancy. It just has to, one, provide the brand or whoever you're sending it to with the deliverables that you offer and how much you charge for them. And also, I would also recommend to put your personality into a little bit. Maybe add a photo, maybe add like some color to just show them what your personality is. You know what I'm saying? So you should have a rate card if you are an influencer, if you are a content creator, and if you do have influence, you should definitely have a rate card. So on your rate card, what should you have? You should have all of your platforms that you're able to deliver content on. So for me, I have my Instagram and I have my YouTube channel because I allow brands to work with me on Instagram as well as on my YouTube platform. So I was editing and I noticed I also wanted to note and explain. So on my rate card, I have my Instagram and my YouTube platform. As you guys may or may not know, I use Twitter, but I feel like I wouldn't include Twitter on my rate card because I go on Twitter to talk. I go on Twitter to express myself. I don't really go on Twitter to promote and expect to have an influence on Twitter. So I wouldn't include Twitter on my rate card because I wouldn't be able to provide deliverables to a brand that has influence compared to me posting something on my Instagram or my YouTube platform, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to clarify that in case you're curious about what types of social platforms you should include on your rate card. I hope this helps clarify that. And under each platform, I have the types of deliverables I can provide to a brand. So for Instagram, I have IG posts, which is like a photo post. IG video, like a 60-second video. IGTV, which is an Instagram TV video. And then I also like put a little disclaimer, like if they want to make bundle deals, you know, we can speak about it. And then on YouTube, I have like a dedicated review. I have a mention. So just look for templates on Google. That's how I found mine. Just Google like content creator rate card example or photographer rate card example, and things will come up, and then from there you'll understand, you know, what type of information you should include on your rate card. So moving along, also on your rate card, I know I mentioned Instagram and YouTube because those were the two that I have on mine, but you should include any platform that you're willing to like do promo or work with the brand on. So you can include your personal blog, you can include Facebook, you can include Twitter, or any other social media sites where you know that you can have influence on your audience on those platforms. So that is basically everything that I wanted to discuss with you guys in this video. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull up the questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. So I just put up a quick little post. I asked you guys to ask me questions. So here we go. So the first question I got was, how do you come up with your rates? I discussed that a little bit earlier. So I use Social Blue Book. I speak to my fellow influencer friends and just understand how much they're charging if they have the same amount of followers as me, or how much they were charging when they had the same amount of followers and engagement as me. Because even if you have the followers, you gotta have the engagement, okay? You can't be posting a picture and getting 10 likes, but you got 10,000 followers. It just doesn't make sense, okay? So the next question was, what about companies that want you to pay up front to review their product? So I did go ahead and ask this person what exactly they meant. So let me go ahead and pull up her explanation so you guys can understand. So she basically said, like, when companies reach out for me to review their product, they want me to pay for it first, then they will refund me the money. Just wanted to know if that's the system I can trust. So with a situation like that, if the brand is saying like, hey, go to the store and buy the product and we'll reimburse you. I did have a situation where the brand wanted a quick turnaround time, and they were like, you run to your local Target and pick up the product, and along with the amount we're paying you, we will also refund you for the purchase that you made. And that wasn't sketchy to me at all, but you're gonna put it in a contract. You need to have a contract. At first they were just like, yeah, you know, trust us, we'll pay you. No, I'm not working unless I have a contract, and you guys should follow that too, because if anything happens, if anything doesn't fall through, you have no evidence as to what was supposed to happen besides like an email chain, and that really isn't acknowledgement of things going on. So if you have a contract that is signed by you, that is signed by them, that basically acknowledges everything, and in that contract it states that you will be reimbursed for any expenses related to the products or anything needed to create the video, then I would say go ahead and do it. But if you do not have a contract and they're asking you to do that, even if they're asking you to just work with them, make sure you have a contract and make sure it states exactly what they should be giving you money back for, whether it's just payment of an Instagram video or it's payment of an Instagram video plus reimbursement for the products. Make sure whatever you need from the brand, whatever you're expecting from the brand, is spelled out explicitly in that contract, and you understand each and every one of the words that are used within the contract. So I think that was a great question, because I definitely forgot about a situation like that. And then let me see what else I have for me. Someone said, when is the right time to start requesting money? So I mentioned that earlier. Whenever you know and you can prove that you have an influence, you need to be getting paid. And the next question, which is also the last question, was, if a brand is offering commission, do they have rights to how often you promote? So for this, I would say it depends. So a lot of times, if you are working with a brand that is commission-based, they don't specify how many times you have to post. I know that I was working with this clothing brand before, and they sent me clothes, and they were like, you know, we would like for you to post in each one of the items. So for me, if they sent me 5 items, I knew I had to post 5 posts a month, if that makes sense, because it was like a monthly agreement. So I would say that most of the time, if it's commission based, it's up to you on how many times you want to post or how often you want to post, because you're basically trying to push the product to make as many sales to make the commission off of it. So they want you to post a lot, which is a lot of reasons why brands prefer to do like commission based deals versus I pay you X amount of money. The brand is like, okay, this person has an incentive to post more because they want the sales, because they get the commission from the sales, if that makes sense. So if the brand is asking you to post a certain amount of times or in a certain frequency, then I would say to make sure that there's a contract in place too. Just because if anything goes wrong and they're like, oh no, we said X, Y, and Z, so we're withholding your money, you have evidence for that. Anything you're doing with the brand, I would just say to have a contract and have all of the expectations that you have and the brand has within that contract. So hopefully that answered the questions you guys had from Instagram. And also this video helps influencers and content creators understand how to create rates, when is the right time to send rates, how do you send rates. If you guys have additional questions on this topic, leave them down below or DM me on Instagram. I will always pay attention to my DMs and I will respond to your comments down below. If you guys have a lot of questions, I would definitely do a part 2 on this topic, because I feel like this is a very big topic that a lot of people don't really speak about, because they're just like, how much should I be charging? You know, like, how do I speak to someone about this? If you guys have any other questions, I will be answering / doing a part 2 to this video. So make sure you let me know what other questions you guys have, and don't be afraid to ask me anything, okay? Like, I do these videos because I don't see enough people who look like me and who have numbers like me speaking about topics like this. So I think it's very important to have this conversation and to share this information that I have based on my experience. Granted, I'm not the most experienced person. I've been doing this for about 2 years now, and I feel like I've experienced enough to come on here and have discussions with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed these. So I hope you guys enjoyed these influencer chats, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's all I have for today's video. So before you guys head out, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit that red subscribe button down below. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this chat, and if you are looking forward to more chats, give this video a big thumbs up so that I know. And drop a comment down below with any questions you guys have, any thoughts, comments. Did I answer any questions you guys have or you guys might have had? Comment down below and let your girl know. And I'm uploading every day of quarantine, so make sure you guys have your post notifications on so you don't miss an upload, period. And until my next video, which will be tomorrow, I'll see you guys later.